Hey guys, Clinton Harris out here in San Diego. Just want to do this quick video to talk about a few things that I've been thinking about. I went to college for a little while, I was in the military, and now I'm in business. And a couple things that I've realized after developing myself in the right books, with the right people, right mentors, always studying and educating my mind and changing the way I think about things. I've realized that so many people don't understand this concept. So many people want to know, why is my life, why am I stuck, why am I struggling, why am I in the situation I'm in right now, how did these circumstances happen? And a lot of people don't understand that everything that happens to you, you're attracting it. And it's called the law of attraction. I'm not going to talk too much about that, but I want to talk about making a statement with your life. I've had a lot of friends that have passed away recently. I've had family members that have passed away, and we realize, I'm not the only one out there, and we realize that we have one life to live, and everything you do will dictate the statement that your life makes and how you inspire and influence others. So a lot of people are out there, living paycheck to paycheck, going to a job, working for a boss that they don't like, and they don't know what to do. And it's all about the way you think about things. A mentor of mine once told me, the problem is never the problem. The problem is the way you view the problem. And that might sound kind of confusing for a couple people. Go ahead and shoot me a message if that didn't make sense. But problem isn't the problem. The problem is the way you view the problem. And this video is intended for those who know deep down that they're worth more, they deserve more, and they're maybe stuck and struggling. So just know that, as a human being, you're the highest form of creation on this earth. There's nothing else on this earth that is of higher value than us. That's why we walk around, we rule this land, because God intended us to rule this land. So, a lot of people have, these limits or fears, doubts, excuses, and they're programmed to fail. And what does that mean? From a young age, we're programmed to fail. We're programmed, that life isn't gonna, we're told, when growing up, that life isn't gonna give us what we want. And, our parents believe in us, you know, our, our teachers believe in us, but we're always programmed that you're not going to get everything you want, and that's complete, BS. You can have everything you want if you work hard, but if you work smart. A lot of people are working really, really hard out there, going to school, getting a grades, getting that high paying job as a doctor, lawyer, engineer, attorney. You're out there and they're making six figures. They're working really hard, but it's about working smart too. That's why I joined business to make passive income. So I want to talk about limits, excuses, fears, and doubts, how they creep in, and how you can control that. So I had a friend who hit me up and he's like, "How do you stay motivated? How do you stay excited?" And I told him, I'm like, "Bro, I control the way I think about things." I'm a human being. Like I've said, I've gone through some crazy, crazy trials with my family, with friends, loved ones, and I've recovered because it's the way I think about it. It's the way you think about what happens to you. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you react to whatever happens to you. It's the way you think about the circumstances. And when you want to achieve something, it's you can achieve anything you want, but in your subconscious, you start planting like doubts and limits and excuses. Excuses are well planned lies. It's been said over and over again by so many of my mentors. Excuses are well planned lies. Every excuse that you make, it's a lie. Like, you can achieve anything you want. I have friends that want to make millions, or want to change millions of lives, and that's possible. But they're like, but they start setting those limits. They start setting their fears and their doubts and their worries and their skepticism and all this other stuff, and it's all self-imposed. It doesn't exist unless you bring it to life. You control everything in your mind. So when you're watching this, think about everything that you've ever said you wanted to do and why it didn't happen. Think about, I wanted to travel here, but it didn't happen. Think about, I wanted to, go do this. I wanted to lose this weight. People have, New Year's resolutions, and the majority of people in America give up on their New Year's resolutions in February, because they set a standard, and yeah, it might be too high for the subconscious to accept as fact and reality, but they set it so high that their subconscious is like, I can't do that, and then boom, it's done. You failed, right? You start setting doubts. I don't know if I can. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Right? You start setting limits, right? Well, if I can think about, if you've ever done a sport, I can do this at this time, or I can do this at this time, and then you're like, oh, but I'll give myself a 10-second buffer. If you're a runner, if you swam, I swam and I ran a little bit in high school. Think about that. I mean, if you've ever set a doubt, a limit, or anything, a fear, people fears aren't even realistic. They're made up in our minds. The only two fears that you're born with is the fear of falling, the fear of loud noises. Everything else is made up. Spiders, you're not afraid of a spider as you're a kid. I was a little kid messing around with pit bulls. I wasn't afraid of pit bulls. Like, but now, I mean, I'm running. You know, so a lot of people set these fears and they're just made up. They're a figment of your imagination. All the fears, all the doubts, all the excuses, all the limits, every single piece of anything that even remotely sounds similar to those things, it's all made up in our minds. And you have an opportunity, because you're watching this, to gain that knowledge and to start fighting back and start controlling your mind. And you know, my mentor always told me, do what they do, you say what they say, you're gonna get what they have, and that goes both ways. If you do what successful people do, you do it and you say what they say, you'll get what they have. But if you also, you know, and you think about anybody you know that you look up to, if you do what they do, you say what they say, you're gonna get what they have. But if you look at your life and you're doing everything that everyone else is doing, then you're gonna have everything else that everyone is having. It only makes sense. If you listen to someone who's struggling, who's afraid all the time, who's worried, who's anxious, who doesn't know what they want to do with their life, who isn't on course with any sort of passion or any sort of goal, then you're gonna have the same exact life that they have. It only makes sense logically. So if you want more, if you're passionate, if you want to do big things, if you want to make a lot of money, if you want to travel and help a lot of people, you have to start aligning yourself with people who are like that. If you don't, you will follow the same exact path as everyone else in our entire lives that we've ever seen, right? So think about that. When you're going through your day today, or whenever you watch this, think about who you're looking up to. Think about who you're listening to. And if they don't have what you want, then you got to start changing that. Remember, I mean, you know, you have an opportunity to inspire and empower people. And you know, Will Smith said it best, that his grandma told him when he was young that if you're living and you're not helping people live better, then you're wasting your time. If you're not impacting lives, you're wasting your time. If you're not empowering people and inspiring people, then you are wasting your time. So think about what you're doing today, whether you're working at a job or you're in school still or you're in the military, wherever you're at right now. If you're in another country watching this, like, you have to make a decision. Do I want to change my life? Do I want to help impact and empower and inspire people around me? Do I want to let go of my fears, doubts, worries, limits, you know, excuses? If that's yes, then you have to act right now. And it doesn't, you know, today isn't the only day that you have to do this. This is a consistent thing. You know, Darren Hardy talks about in the compound effect. It's not about the big things you do that impact your life. It's about the little things you do on a daily basis, your habits. So on a daily basis, you have to continue to fight to control your mind. You know, weed out the fears, doubts, limits, excuses, and all that stuff. And you have to continue to fight for your passions and to empower, inspire, and impact people's lives. You know, break the chains of these things that are holding you back. Move with a purpose. You know, in the military, they say that a lot. Move with a purpose. So many people are wandering around. They're walking around like zombies, and they're sleepwalking through life. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to do what everyone else does. You know, change that today when you watch this, and you can continue to watch this. It doesn't matter how many times you want to watch this. I'll tell you, I listen to Les Brown, Anthony Robbins, Grant Cardone. I listen to Tyrese. I listen to Will Smith. I listen to all of these people, Darren Hardy, Robert Kiyosaki, Jim Rohn, Art Williams. And it's very, very big to be able to develop your mind. And when you think about things on a daily basis, you don't have to do this for an hour. This is an hour a day kind of thing. Right? You have to take back control of your mind. Your mind is yours. Your mind is yours to own. You cannot give control of your mind to anything else. And fears, doubts, worries, excuses, all that stuff, that's not you. You have something inside of you that you know you're worth more, and all that stuff will stop you from achieving what you really want. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and like it here on Facebook or YouTube whenever I post it. Subscribe to my channel and share this with people, because I am super excited about these concepts. I got blown away when I was thinking about this morning. So I hope that this message can inspire, impact, empower, and move you to let go of everything that's been holding you back. So guys, God bless, and take care.